these markets are hot for one day and then dead the next day.
Do you think there's something behind that?
Following the trends, people get excited.
Hawk Tuah.
Initially pumped to 600 million market cap. The owners dumped on it. They dumped the market back down to 20 million within a few hours. So if you're not active and you're not on top of your meme coin portfolio, you could get wiped out overnight. And I don't think Trump is going to be kind of like promoting that sector. I think he's going to more focus on real companies, real businesses. He partnered with Aave. It's a crypto bank, right? And you can deposit your crypto, borrow against it,
And earn interest.
and it works like a real bank. And now there's
XRP. It was in the 50-cent range for.
it was in
for-
50 to
jump 400 or 500%.
yeah, we went up 400-500%. Like
So millionaires were made at it.
Are you looking to protect your wealth with gold and silver? Book a strategy session with myself or any of our precious metals experts. Click the link in the description below and get started today. All right, so another episode of the Gold Awakening. We have a special guest today, Victor Boras from the Crypto Exchange, also Crypto Experts. You are a local cryptocurrency consultant in the Windsor, Ontario area. Tell me little bit about yourself and how you got started into crypto and where you're at today.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for the intro. I basically got into crypto in 2014. I'm a definitely gold silver bug in a day like you are. So I got into that market, and a few guys started talking about crypto, Bitcoin especially, and I was starting to follow the price from when it was $1, and I thought it was some kind of crazy digital money, and I wasn't really into it. But then I ended up going to a conference in 2014 in Toronto. I wanted to see the kind of crowd that was there. It was just a bunch of venture capitalists and tech guys, nerds. So I knew this was somewhere to go. And some of the guys said there that kind of really got me more interested in. Jeff Burke was there.
Yeah.
And Jeff Burke basically said, Bitcoin's either going to go to a million or it's going to go to zero. And so that kind of stuck with me. And I started dabbling, getting some money in. And then friends and family wanted to get invested. I was helping them set up wallets, move everything offline, keep it safe in their possession. Because I also fell part to some of the exchanges that went down. I had a little bit of money in Mt. Gox. I had, FTX collapsed. I had a little bit there. So we definitely want people to have their money offline. And I've been always an advocate for that and keeping your crypto safe. And so I just started the company Crypto Experts as a brokerage in 2017, helping people here locally buy and sell crypto. And again, keep it safe in their possession. And that's what we've been focused on.
Kind of walk me through that process. So somebody calls you, they want to buy some Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever that may be. So kind of tell me how that process would work through your company.
So basically right now, we have a retail exchange called the Crypto Exchange, where you can buy, 5,000 a day as a limit. And you can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. They register online and then they meet with me if they don't have a wallet, because we are non-custodial. We don't want to hold your crypto. We want it again in your possession. So we sell wallets. We help you set up the wallets and use the wallets, know how to navigate. Because in the end, navigating a wallet and understanding crypto is where you want to be. You're having your own bank account, and you could potentially learn how to use it in the DeFi space. Maybe you want to borrow against it, and there's all these applications that you can do, but it needs to be in your possession and not sitting on an exchange where they're maybe leveraging your money inappropriately, and then you're at risk of losing it.
Right.
Right.
So you opened the brokerage how many years ago, did you say?
2017.
Okay. So is it mostly Windsor clients?
Mostly Windsor clients. We're just now starting to do some marketing. It is a little bit difficult to market our exchange. But yeah, we're starting to get some SEO and get some traction. And yesterday I got a client from Calgary. And they're looking for help, and they don't really know what to do. And they just want a little bit of a guidance. We're not really crypto advisors. We can't do that, of course. But we can, walk them through step by step to do things safely and securely. And unfortunately, most people are going online and falling into, the scams that are out there, or looking for an advisor that doesn't exist. And the advisors that they're finding are scammers, right? And I would say half of my calls are people that have been scammed.
Really?
And it's a little bit, disheartening, but it's a reality that's out there today.
What makes the crypto exchange a safe and secure exchange compared to the others and what you're talking
Well,
about?
it's a self custody that we've
Yeah.
always been a focus on, right?
Okay.
That
Explain what self custody
Yes.
is.
self custody, it's similar to like if you're a gold and silver broker, right? So if you buy gold and silver, you're leaving with that gold and silver.
Right.
Same with us, you're leaving with the crypto in your possession, right? We don't want to hold it. We want it in your possession.
How do you leave with crypto in your
Well,
possession with
we
its
sell
digital?
hardware wallets, right? So
Okay,
they plug
so
into your computer. yeah.
Okay. So
we
someone
sell.
will get a hardware wallet.
That's right.
Okay, sweet.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, and we teach you how to use that hardware
Yeah.
wallet, right? That's part of the initial setup. We teach you how to use the wallet, interact with it. Of course, most people, forget after a while, so they come back and they, get follow-ups, and then when they want to sell it, we help them, plug it in, make sure it gets updated, and then we can help them sell it on our exchange.
So it's an amazing service because let's be honest, there's not a lot of these in Canada, right?
No,
There's
no.
maybe a handful in Canada that actually will be able to sit down with you face to face
Right,
and help you purchase cryptocurrencies.
right.
Because the biggest issue with cryptos right now is the barrier to entry, right? People just don't know how to buy it themselves. They don't trust doing it themselves.
Right.
They want help, but their help isn't there. They don't know where to go. So
Right.
usually they'll have family members, but even them, they're not really
Exactly.
too sure. So they just say, you know what? It's too hard. Forget
Right.
it.
Yeah, they don't want to
Or-
watch countless YouTube videos and try
Yeah.
and figure it out on their own. They'd rather streamline that process, sit with me,
Yeah.
and for an hour or two, we can just go right into it, and I'll give them the Cole's notes.
How can people start with that? Where can they contact you for?
They can find us. So basically, we started as crypto experts. Initially, that was our brokerage.
Okay.
And then we launched the crypto exchange last year. We also launched the crypto wallet, .io. And so basically we opened it up we were initially just setting up for larger clients with 5,000 plus.
Mhm.
Because when you're sitting with someone, you're not going to be investing $1,000 setting up a wallet for like, $300-400. It doesn't make sense, right? So
Right.
we now have a wallet that you can download for free. So you can store your crypto, and actually you can cross chain swap in the wallet. So there's really good applications in the wallet. So we also, that's why the exchange got launched, so we can help retail investors. But then on the other end, we have brokerage services that we can cater to larger clients, business owners, corporate accounts, for any amount.
Cool. Great. So someone could go on, it's the cryptoexchange.ca, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And we also have the cryptoexchange.us live as well.
Oh, and you guys are in the US too.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're
Yeah.
serving all of North America.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Tell me a little bit about the current environment of the market. Like, how busy have you been recently compared to maybe a year ago? Is it starting to
I
heat
would
up?
even go back to the summer. I mean, I was dead. I was taking whatever vacation I want. Nobody's interested. I was begging
Yeah.
people to get into the market. I was excited on the opportunity of Trump coming in due to what he's been talking. Even though he's at the conference in Nashville, and he was talking up crypto like I've never seen.
Right.
I've never seen him promote crypto like this campaign. And I think
He actually talked negatively about it in the past.
he did. Yeah, that's right. But he kind of flipped his tune. I think his kids kind of, got in his ear a bit, and about, getting crypto to be a lot bigger in the U.S. And getting the regulators to kind of be more relaxed on it, right?
Yeah.
To get off the throat of the crypto market, right?
Mhm.
So, and him firing the SEC, soon as he said he was going to fire the SEC when he got elected, and then
When you say firing us, you mean firing the chairman?
the chairman of the SEC,
Gary
Gary Gensler, who's been really negative to the whole crypto community, especially in the U.S. market, right? So, my phone's been off the hook really in the last month or so since he's been elected.
So in comparison to a prior bull market, like let's just say mid 2022 or whenever that last bull market was, how do you compare the end of that bull market to currently now? Are you is it similar?
No,
or we're
that
still
whole market was a lot retail driven.
right. By retail, explain what you
Retail, I mean small business owners, guys with an extra 10 grand laying around,
Sure.
and they just want to speculate.
mean. Like us, guys like us,
Yeah,
that come
guys
in
like
and buy.
us.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what we're seeing now is institutional money is coming to the space. They're coming to the space because the ETFs are launched.
Right.
And they're not coming into the space to lose money. They're buying between 50 and 70,000, and they're not coming in here to lose. You know?
Right.
They're not going to have all their investors come in and for a loss.
So let's talk about that. The fact that it is regulated now and you can buy Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Like, how big of an impact do you think that's been to the current, what we see now, Bitcoin above 100K US? I mean, do you think that is direct reflection of that institutional money?
No, I feel
Okay.
like that you got the Bitcoin does this cycle where it halves every 4 years, and it typically 4 months
have.
halving. So there's only 21 million Bitcoin going to be in existence, and I think there's close to 20 million out there on the market.
Yep.
And every 4 years, that supply gets cut in half.
The new supply.
Yeah, the new supply, right? So the miners get every 10 minutes they get a supply of Bitcoin, and that supply gets cut in half every 4 years. And typically, a bull market starts 4 months after the halving. So the halving was in May. So we're looking at roughly a November timeframe for the bull market to start. And just looking at the charts cyclically, that's what's happened. And it just happened to coincide with a Trump victory. So I think it would have went up even if Harris would have won. But I think Trump's giving it that
Boost.
extra boost,
Right.
being crypto friendly,
Okay.
right?
So let's talk about kind of the opportunities, because I mean, people ask me all the time too, because I'm pretty vocal about crypto and how much I like it as an investment. People are like, "Oh, am I too late? Am I too late?" So why don't you get into that a little bit? Where do you see the opportunity maybe in the next 12 months, and also, do you see another bear market where crypto crashes again, and then we have another bull market maybe late in the late, let's just say
I do.
2028, 2029?
I think we're following the same guidelines of last year, where basically the institutional money was coming in. Everybody was excited about the ETF being launched of Bitcoin, and then that did get launched. So I think we're going to get a nice run up probably till January, February, maybe like a pullback, mid-year, and then maybe another increase into the end of next year.
So what are your projections?
But my projections are, I think the crypto market as a whole will get to about a 10 to 12 trillion dollar market this cycle.
What are we at now? 3, 4?
We're about three and a half. Yeah, we're about 3.5. So it's exciting to see where this can go. And what we're seeing now is institutional money, and now we're getting retail coming back in, where retail was not really part of this cycle. It was all institutional driven
Right.
into Bitcoin early in the year, and now I'm starting to get retail back in, where
So
retail was completely
retail
dead.
missed the whole move from 17,000 to honestly 100,000.
Basically.
They pretty much missed it all.
Basically.
And now they're kind of trying to come in at 100,
And,
hoping it goes
well,
to 2.
Well, the problem is they're coming into the meme coin market, and that's what they're getting excited about, Solana and the meme coin market.
That's what they're going to buy.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the next.
Everybody wants the next
Everybody
meme
wants to get
coin.
rich quick.
But the problem is these markets are hot for one day and then dead the next day. So if you're not active and you're not on top of your meme coin portfolio, you could get wiped out overnight.
Yeah.
So what are examples of meme coin? What are the big popular ones?
And what is a meme coin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically, a meme coin is someone who creates it's just a meme, like a Pepe or a Doge or a Shiba Inu.
Basically some animal.
It's an animal, yeah. I
It
mean,
seems-
but now you got the Hawk Tuah meme that came out.
Now, is there any actual use case to any of these coins? Like, do they do anything? Will
Some
these coins
do.
be around for another 100
Some
years?
do, like
Some
Shiba,
does.
Shiba does. They have a whole ecosystem.
Doge
They
may.
have games tied to it. Doge could be working with Elon Musk,
Government or
and-
Twitter.
and using for payments potentially on Twitter. That's kind of the rumor.
But most don't.
But most don't
Right.
do anything. I mean, they're just following the trends. People get excited about it.
So a perfect example was the Hawk Tuah.
Was the Hawk
man.
Tuah, which
that
just
came in, and how much money was put in that?
well, basically that launched December 4th.
Right.
Initially pumped to 600 million market cap in an
That's
hour.
incredible.
And what
in
did it
1
start at?
hour.
What did it start at?
Well, it started at zero. It gets launched at zero,
Wow.
right? So it got pumped to 600 million. And then the owners dumped on it. They dumped the market back down to 20 million within a few hours.
Any ideas to how much she made on this whole
I know that they had a fee structure set up where they made $1 million that day in just fees.
just fees?
Right. So you can set up a fee structure where there's a percentage of each swap goes to
Wow.
the
Right.
initial.
Smart.
Yeah, it is smart. It is smart, but she may end up in jail, and I don't know where this is
Wow.
going to lead, right? And I don't think Trump is going to be big on or kind of like promoting that sector. I think he's going to more focus on basically
world.
real assets, real companies, real businesses. The AI sector he likes.
DeFi.
The DeFi sector. He partnered with Aave, right, to launch his World DeFi
And
crypto.
Aave is the leader in the decentralized finance community.
Yes.
So can you speak
Explain
on
DeFi. Yeah, explain what the use case of Aave is and how people can use it.
Well, Aave is basically it's a crypto bank, right? And you can deposit your crypto, borrow against it, and it works like a real bank
And earn interest.
and earn interest. So if you're just sidelined and you don't want to be in the market, you can deposit your USDT into the market and just earn interest, and people will borrow that, and it's you get a live interest.
It's also a great way to borrow money, right? If you
Right.
can't get borrowing from your bank,
Right.
if you have some crypto, you can just put it on the platform and borrow up to a certain percentage. What is it, like 70%?
Yeah, 75%. And the
75%.
thing is, if it goes against you, you could if you put an asset like ETH in there,
Mhm.
and stake your ETH and borrow against ETH, yeah, you could potentially get liquidated if you lose 70. If ETH loses 75% of the value and you're still
Sure.
borrowed it,
Sure.
you could get liquidated. It will instantly liquidate you. So you
So
have to
there
be
is
careful.
some risk there.
But you're looking at $30 billion in deposits on the ETH platform and growing.
Do you think that's the future of borrowing and lending?
Absolutely, because they're going to be bringing real world assets into that as well. So you're going to see that coming.
Explain what do you mean by real world assets?
So basically, tokenized assets, like buildings will be tokenized, developments will be tokenized.
For people like you and me can just invest $1,000 and own a part of a major
Yes, exactly.
development in Dubai.
Exactly, in Dubai. And you can own one share or one token of that development or a million. There's no one's going to.
Has that started yet?
There's been a few developments that's starting. I mean, what I found interesting was we were at a conference in Toronto, and this lady came up and she owned a horse in the Kentucky Derby, and where she said she was tokenizing her horse.
Oh,
For,
wow.
so you could basically for a portion of that horse, you will get the winnings of whatever that horse wins that year.
Oh my God, that's
Basically,
amazing.
it's basically
Everything's gonna be
deposited right
tokenized.
into your wallet.
Welcome to the future of
Yeah.
cryptocurrency.
Well,
Holy
it's
cow.
also the future. I believe the stock market. Do you not believe that the stock market will
I
eventually
do.
move to using
I
blockchain
do.
technology so it's more secure,
I do.
real one-to-one assets versus
I mean,
now the derivatives that are happening with the stock market today? It's a Ponzi scheme essentially right now.
it is.
I mean,
It
because
is.
multiple people own the same share at this point.
I mean, we're a long way. We're still like a black and white television, right? We still have like 30 years of growth. Where it's going to go,
Yeah.
the whole stock market could be on the blockchain. It's endless, the growth. I mean, the every sector is going to get disrupted, from the real estate agents, everything being smart contracted on a cloud.
This is
Somebody
Web3, right?
somebody
It's
wants to buy a
Web3.
house with Bitcoin. Well, the guy doesn't want Bitcoin per se. Maybe he wants euros. And so there's companies that are facilitating, like Proppy out there. They're facilitating this, accepting Bitcoin on this side, but converting it to euros for the end user.
So a lot of people ask all the time is, well, how do I spend my Bitcoin? And
Right.
for me personally, I'm not looking to spend my Bitcoin. I look
No,
at it as an
yeah.
investment, and
Right.
I'm just going to hold it until
Right.
it goes up a lot. But that is a big thing. And people are like, well, you can't really spend it. I don't really understand it. Kind of explain to people how they can actually spend their crypto.
Well, you can. There's companies in Canada where you can buy gift cards. There's companies in Canada where you can pay your bills in Bitcoin. So it gives you a certain time frame. You send your Bitcoin in, and it converts it to whatever bill you want to pay.
Right.
This is an amazing service. Me as a crypto exchange, it's very difficult to get banking, right? So I have to find different ways to pay my credit card bill, or my retail space, or whatever. What kind of bills I have, my cell phone. I have to basically convert my Bitcoin to something to pay it, and there are payment providers that do that. Now, if I want to buy gold and silver, there's companies that can help, or accept crypto for gold and silver physical, and the cool thing about it is you can buy something and the client gets direct payment instantly. Like you could buy like t-shirts in Taiwan directly and send them the crypto and they get it instantly, versus sending a wire. It takes a week, and then who knows, it could get stuck somewhere, and that maybe the deal falls through because the money didn't show up in time or whatever.
So going back to people who think they might be too late to the party when it comes to cryptocurrencies, I mean, maybe explain to them what type of opportunities you see in the coming.
Well, like
decade.
I said, we're looking at it's a 3.5 trillion roughly market today. I think we're going to get to it, and that's basically the size of one large U.S. company.
Well, you're saying get to 10 trillion, so like a 300% return, but you're talking like in the next 6 months, are you not?
I'm talking probably by the end of next year.
By the end of next year.
Right.
Okay.
So long term, yeah, I think who knows where this market can go.
But Bitcoin, I know there's some crazy projections out there. Michael Saylor, 13 million. A
Well,
lot of
that is crazy,
but do you think? I mean, I personally believe we're going to get there at some point. Are you in that camp as well?
we could get there some point, maybe by the end of the 2030s, you
Right.
know. But I think we're going to go through some hard times first. Maybe we get to 1 million. Maybe we fall to some hard times for a bit. You know, maybe a depressionary. Right now, we're in an inflationary environment across the board. But I think that at some point we will have some deflation hit the market.
So you'll
All
see
markets.
fluctuations.
Right.
Yeah. You'll
Right.
see,
So,
like,
what are
Right.
some of the main reasons you are as bullish as you are on cryptocurrencies? Because I think a lot of the reasons are similar to why we like precious metals, right?
Right.
Collapsing dollar, inflation.
Right. The reason I love it the most is because your money in your bank is a digital representation of your money, just like crypto is, right? But crypto's in your possession, right? So the bank only holds 3% of your deposits in cash,
Right.
right? The rest is all digital representation that the bank holds, the bank secures for you. Now you can hold that digital representation in your possession, right? In Bitcoin or other various currencies. So now, like in Greece, where they had their financial crisis,
Balance.
yeah, they had the bail-ins. So the bank was frozen. People could only get $100 a day. That money was tied up and people couldn't access it, right? But if you had it in the crypto, you could basically spend it, do whatever you want with it, take it with you. Where when the banks opened up, they took 20% haircut off clients. I think it was over 25,000. They just took their money.
In Cyprus, right?
Yeah. They just
And
took
let's
it.
talk about that because we actually regulated that in Canada recently as well.
Yes, that there could be bail-ins here.
So now they're legally allowed to do bail-ins where the banks can just take your money
Right.
because they're struggling.
And that scares people.
But people don't really understand. I mean, if I told 10 people, all 10 of them would have no idea what
Yeah, they
a
don't even
bail-in
know
is
that
or it's
actually
allowed
is.
or that the money in your bank is not safe. People
Right.
still feel like these banks are secure, they're safe. I mean, let's talk about the banks. Do you see them as safe or do you see them as very risky and eventually there will be a banking crisis of some sort in the near future?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say, but I think they're going to eventually come onto the digital space and be more open to it. In what realm are they going to have? They're
Using
gonna,
blockchain
like
technology.
blockchain, the central bank digital currency. They're talking about implementing by 2030. We don't know what the banks are thinking. That's the difficult part of it, and that's where potentially XRP comes into play.
We
Where
don't know what they're thinking. Before we get into XRP, because that's a whole other conversation. We do know what they're thinking because they have been talking about central bank digital currencies for quite some time.
They have.
The UK has, Europe has, Canada has.
Right.
So I mean, if you can go on the Bank of Canada website right now and read all about central bank digital currency, so essentially, in my mind, that this is coming at some point,
right? But when and how,
those are
and who will trust it?
If you think your money is safe, think again. Our economy is on the brink of total collapse. Think back to the 2008 financial crisis. Inflation skyrocketing, stocks tumbling, and banks on the verge of collapse. Sound familiar? It's not just history, it's a warning. And ignoring this warning could be the biggest financial mistake of your life. In 2008, gold and silver were by far the best performing assets. That is why now is the time to invest in precious metals. At Can-Am Bullion, you can order both gold and silver directly from our online store. Can-Am is also an authorized dealer with the Royal Canadian Mint, so you can be rest assured that you are dealing with a reputable bullion dealer. Do you really want to wait for an economic collapse? Now is the time to make a smart and informed decision and protect your wealth with gold and silver.
Click the link below to book a consultation with myself or any of our precious metals experts.
Basically, the banks right now are like Blockbuster, and their Netflix is here. That's much better. So they're going to try to figure out a way to get into the space, or they're going to become irrelevant in the future.
Now, do you think that's part of the reason Trump is kind of a big proponent of Bitcoin? Do you think there's something behind that in terms of maybe moving
his
to that?
big reason to get into Bitcoin is to potentially pay off some of the national debt,
Yeah.
right? So he's talking about putting up.
So explain that to me. How would you pay off? Like, okay, so are you saying print money, buy Bitcoin?
That's basically what they
that's
want to
okay.
do.
Okay, now what if Bitcoin goes from the current price today of 100,000 goes down to 50K? How does that help you pay your debt?
Well, it doesn't.
Didn't it just increase your debt?
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, in
Right.
theory,
It's a speculation, of
it's a
course. It's
speculative-
just like gold and silver, though. They could be buying more gold, silver.
It's a
It
good
could
point.
also go down.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's very
during
true.
deflationary times.
Now, are there any countries right now buying Bitcoin? Because I know we are currently seeing in the gold market, central banks are buying gold at record levels that we've never seen before.
Well, we're seeing companies come into the
Companies
space,
are-
businesses,
MicroStrategy,
MicroStrategy, for example,
hundreds of billions of dollars.
Tesla, right? I mean, of course we know Tesla is, but there's other companies that are starting to go, and that actually some U.S. states.
Really,
are
I didn't hear
proposing
that.
it. Yeah, there's some proposals. I think Delaware,
Interesting.
some other states are
El
proposing.
Salvador.
El Salvador, of
Salvador,
course.
They're buying Bitcoin.
They made Bitcoin a currency, a legal currency,
currency.
legal tender.
And then there's other South American countries that are kind of looking into that as well.
Right, like Argentina.
Right.
Right.
So it's just a matter of time. I feel like if the U.S. does buy Bitcoin as a reserve of their currency, it's
That's right.
just, to me, it seems inevitable that other countries will follow suit.
Right.
Don't you believe?
Right, of course.
That's super bullish for crypto.
It is.
If
Yeah.
when countries start buying
Yeah.
in large
Oh my
amounts
Yeah, I can't believe where the space has come from,
from everybody talking negative
you have-
about it
Right.
to now countries.
Yes.
Price predictions at $13 million
Well, now you
in
know
20
why,
years.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
With ETFs,
You guys
and
are
all these things
explaining
coming to
it, yeah.
space, all these new venues for people to invest in the space. It's crazy actually
Yeah.
where we've come from.
And individuals, is there a number out there in terms of how many people actually own?
Well, they
crypto?
say as far as the election, they're saying there's 50 million U.S.
50 million Americans.
Americans that own a portion of crypto.
Wow.
Like 15%.
Like 15%, and I think that was a large factor in him winning.
Yeah.
Those
exactly.
people could have came out of and never voted before, and now they're like, okay, I got a reason to vote.
Because crypto people are very passionate.
They're
Yeah.
very
And
passionate.
the Biden administration wasn't for crypto.
No.
They didn't really promote it. They were kind of against
They
it.
were very quiet.
Very, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was surprising
Yeah.
because that would have been a great opportunity to
Yeah. It almost like
reach that community.
why
Right.
wouldn't they jump on that up? Like Trump just took advantage of that.
Right.
That is strange.
Yeah, that is strange.
But again, in the end, they always get who they want in the White House, right? So
Yeah.
my guess is they wanted Trump in the White House, and maybe they used that as a
yeah.
means.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah, exactly. Could be.
And now there's that whole sector about the banking and XRP coming into play.
Let's talk about
Right.
XRP.
Okay.
because
XRP.
the
How
hype
many
is
calls do you
insane.
get a day
Yeah.
about XRP?
Oh my God, I got to buy XRP. How fast can I buy XRP? Well, because XRP is like the big balloon that was stuck underwater, and then now it's popped out because.
Okay, what is the XRP price right now? What is that around?
I think we're around 250 US, 240 US.
Okay, what did it jump? What was the
So
big-
it's basically been in this range for the last 2-3 years because the SEC was so against them
You're right.
and keeping them, have their foot on their throat for years in regulations. Now we're seeing that regulations go away, and we're just it looks like it's catching up, right? It's trying to catch up to where it should be, right?
It was in the 50-cent range for.
It was in
for-
50 to
And
50
now it's
to
jumped to
250.
250.
So up 400 or 500%.
yeah, we went up
Big
400-500%. Like
So millionaires were made out of this.
Some,
for sure.
yeah.
Some
Yeah.
for sure.
Problem is, people are thinking, okay, there's a lot of crazy projections out there when it comes to XRP, which I disagree with completely. But
What are the projections, Mike? Like,
well,
so
everybody's
they're
got
saying-
different. I just people
Yeah.
will come to me and send me a video. Oh, XRP going to $20,000.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I read it, I'm like, okay, that's the
Well,
most
the only
stupid
way
thing
this
I've
can
ever heard.
happen is if they have a type of a burn mechanism, and some people believe that will come, right?
But I think the opposite's going to happen.
But the problem is with XRP, it's a company, like people own it, so there's an
Yeah.
owner
Yeah.
where he can
They could change.
they could potentially
everything.
change the mechanism and
Yeah.
potentially print money. Where Bitcoin, that can
Right.
never happen.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more scarce than XRP.
Right.
Because XRP can come out tomorrow and say we're printing another billion coins.
Right.
And all
or
I
a
would
trillion,
do is whatever they want.
whatever they want.
And they will at some point. I'm not saying they're going to do that in the
Yeah.
next 12 months, but at some point, they're likely going to change the way XRP is.
Yeah, but could it implement into the banking system and change the
that's
way
the
we
million-dollar
use
question.
and change into SWIFT system, a new SWIFT system?
Coming. I think a new banking system is
It
coming
could,
with
yeah.
blockchain technology. But my question is, like, why would the United States, as an example, use a third party like Ripple if they can create their own? Like, for
Right.
example, China, they created their own central bank
Right.
digital currency. Why would
Right.
you use a third party, have that kind of risk, give that kind of money to them when you can do it all internally?
Right.
So that's why I'm like, maybe XRP, but I'm like, why would they?
Again, it just goes back to we don't know what the banks have planned, right?
Well, right.
We can just speculate.
So let's talk about kind of, because people's expectations when it comes to XRP to me is outrageous. I mean, I think even if it is used as the banking rails, and maybe get into the actually explaining what XRP is supposed
Well,
to do.
first off, the the current market cap is like 150 billion, right? At like
So at
$2.50.
250, it's 150 billion evaluation. So
Right.
it's pretty high.
It's pretty high, right? So if someone thinks it's going to go to 10,000, I
See
mean, I
that.
just don't see it getting there unless they have some kind of type of burn mechanism in place.
Because even if it gets to $100, that's 50 times 150 billion. You're talking like $4.5 trillion.
Yeah, it's even bigger than Bitcoin is today, right?
Yeah, that's
I don't know, but people think it's going to be bigger than Bitcoin. I don't know.
like you said previously. These are all cults. Like they believe in it.
XRP
Right.
specific.
Yeah,
the
XRP
biggest
is a
cult
big
in the
cult,
game.
eh?
Right.
Crypto
Huge.
game.
There is a
Which is
there.
which is the reason I own it today, to be honest with you, because those people that own XRP, they're all about it. They're telling everybody they can.
Right.
They're telling 5 to 10 people a day to buy XRP.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like their community is the strongest community that
It
I've
is.
ever
It
seen.
is a very strong community, and they're really big into these ISO coins
Yes.
that are tied, and then basically ISO just means that they're approved to use by banks, right?
Who approved these guys?
Yeah.
Who approves them? I'm not sure who does the ISO.
So they're
approving.
actually. I didn't realize that was the.
They're approved to be linked to the banking system and be used by
So,
banks.
For
What is
example,
an example of an ISO coin? So,
Like HBAR,
Quant,
Quant,
Algo.
Algorand, XRP,
Okay.
XLM.
these are
XRP is like the biggest.
So
of
I
them.
have
Okay.
I have clients coming to me. They just want to
That's
buy
all they
that.
want.
They just want to buy that sector and put it away.
No, nice.
Right.
Heavy into that sector, but I keep wowing into them. Like maybe I should add more.
Yeah,
XRP
I'm
is
definitely following it closely to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, my clients are super excited about the sector. I do have exposure to it, but it's not like my
Biggest part.
my biggest part of my portfolio. No.
So let's talk about your favorite coins. Because how many times a day do you get asked that?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
should I
yeah,
buy?
yeah. What should I buy? What should I buy? Well, I've been telling people the hot sector is definitely AI sector, and
Yeah. How does AI play a role in crypto? This is
well, because
fascinating.
AI in crypto is decentralized,
Explain
right?
decentralized.
Yeah.
Because I know I use that word a lot when I talk to people about crypto, but
It's
explain what
basically like a
decentralized-
non-controlled system. Decentralized currency means nobody controls it or nobody is an
Is
authority.
that also open source?
Yes.
Where you can
Exactly.
anybody can use the technology
Yes.
and build anything they
Yeah,
want
somebody
on
can
top.
take Bitcoin, the open source network, and change it to Bitcoin, and if people want to buy it and use it,
Same
they
technology.
could. It's
Maybe
the
even
same
better. You
technology.
can even improve upon it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So that's the point of
That's-
decentralization, that it's open source, right? And you can adjust it the way you like to fit whatever needs you want, right?
And do you think decentralized? I personally think decentralized AI is going to be bigger than actual centralized AI. I mean,
Right,
what are your
because centralized is very controlled on what it can answer, and sometimes if you ask an AI on ChatGPT,
Yeah.
it kind of goes around the
It's
answer.
very liberal.
It's
Yeah.
very either
Gemini.
liberal or-
There was a thing that came out that was very woke. That's
Right.
Google's.
I've had some amazing conversations
right.
with ChatGPT, by the way, where I actually convince them to what I'm saying is right, because I know their stuff.
You're
is-
outsmarting the AI.
Seriously, and then they're on my side. They're like, "Well, you're actually right."
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's,
Yeah. Well, that's what it's doing.
so
It's learning.
decentralized AI.
It's-
It's
So yeah, I'm really excited about the AI sector in the crypto space, and I think it's just starting. Like, I mean, it's relatively
give me an example of a coin.
Exactly.
that
well,
you know-
like Fetch AI. It used to
they're the
be-
largest.
Well, I used to like AGIX, and they merged. So you got AGIX and Fetch, Ocean Protocol, all coming together to become one larger AI entity.
And what prices are these at?
I think they're around a $4 billion market cap. You're
Okay.
talking a couple dollars a coin, right?
Wow.
Just
So people could get in right
Which
now.
is peanuts when you look at OpenAI potentially
Yeah.
coming out as their IPO around 160 billion.
Yeah.
To get
That's just a website.
Now you went to a
Right.
conference recently where they
Yes.
spoke highly.
yes,
of
I was
this, right?
I was at
Yeah.
the Futures conference in Toronto, and they
Yeah.
had a whole day was just AI and AI cryptos and how
Right.
they're coming into the space and how they're building applications.
What's
Amazing.
NVIDIA's market cap just as a comparison tool? Because I think
Yeah.
decentralized AI.
Well, I think it's over 3 trillion, right?
Yeah.
3 trillion, and
Yeah.
we're at 4 billion. So you're talking.
We're at 4 billion, yeah,
It's
with the
100
largest
so it's
AI
1,000
company.
times.
Potentially 1,000 times.
It's
again.
currently 1,000 times larger than the biggest decentralized AI
Right.
token in crypto. So there's your opportunity, in my opinion, on the.
So that's your next Nvidia is Fetch.
100.
Potentially.
I think so.
I don't know.
So that could be like the next.
That's my favorite,
Yeah.
just
Right.
because they are the
Yeah.
biggest and they've
Right.
been around for a long.
Yeah.
AGI's, we've owned it for what, 7 years,
Yeah.
and I mean they've been building on that for a long. And all Fetch has been building,
Right.
all these different ocean
So
protocols.
basically, they build they have a platform where people can build AI applications like Twin Protocol, where you can twin yourself and you can basically have an AI that does all your daily tasks online for you,
Oh
right?
my God.
It's really amazing what's coming. And
Yeah,
at the
this is-
conference, Anthony Diorier is starting a site called Wish. It's kind of like Google, where your AI, you tell it what you want, build a website, go buy whatever you want on Amazon that you tell it to buy. And you don't have to go there and do it. You just tell it and it'll do it. Like he built a website on there in literally like in seconds. He told it to build a website on tourism in Toronto, focusing on the CN Tower, and he did it live. And it built this thing, the website, in seconds.
Oh my God.
All the code was
Now,
written and
do
done.
people have access to this?
No,
like,
this is
not-
this is what they're talking. What's coming?
Oh, so this is down the road.
This is like the future,
Yeah,
right?
Okay,
So
got you.
so he's talking. They're trying to target even marketing. Unfortunately, under your
No,
business.
that's fine. I want to retire anyway.
Right. So I mean, every sector of the internet is gonna somehow be tied to AI.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people are scared about AI. Personally,
Yeah.
I'm on the other side. I'm excited.
Yeah, you don't know what's real anymore.
Well,
you know?
that too. The thing I'm most excited about AI is I think a lot of humans are doing jobs of which,
Yeah.
if a robot can do it, why are you really
Yeah,
doing it? I
right,
mean,
yeah.
are you really adding value, or are you just doing a job for a
Mhm.
paycheck?
Mhm.
So I like the fact that we're going to be moving out of jobs for a paycheck. People
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, we're going to lose all our jobs." That's okay. You should be doing something else. AI is going to create a lot of new opportunities. as
Right.
well.
Exactly.
People are going to be able to be more creative and
And it's also super helpful. I know it's helpful.
Very
my
helpful.
business. Like I use AI in my business now, mostly for copywriting. You know, it's helped me. So it's
Yes, of
it kind of
course.
works.
we
hand
use
in-
it too. And I'm trying to
Yeah.
convince everybody,
Yeah.
all my employees, like start thinking AI first, because
Yeah.
how many times in a day are you like, huh? And you just think, well, how should I do this? How am I going to do this? And you're
And
just
it
thinking
saves
and
so
thinking,
much time.
why? Yeah, just go use
Yeah,
AI and,
yeah,
and
exactly.
they're going to help you at least. And it's not going
But are we getting brainless? 'Cause it's
that's not brainless, because you're
Yeah.
still using your brain
Yeah,
to use
yeah,
AI.
exactly,
It's
yeah.
in my opinion, it's the people that are going to be able to use AI properly
Yes.
that are going to be
yeah.
the most successful.
It's like having an assistant. You know.
Right. You can have
Basically.
the best assistant in the world, but if you're not using her,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
is she going to do for you?
Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm excited about AI
Yeah.
as well. What other cryptos are?
I think the real world asset sector is basically just at its early stages. Like I said, real
What is
estate,
that? I have no idea.
basically tokenizing real estate,
Okay,
tokenizing
token-
any asset,
Right.
all
All
assets,
assets. Okay.
right, and putting it on the blockchain. I mean,
Companies. for
So what?
example.
Yeah.
How do you get in that?
Like
Are
I could
we-
tokenize Can-Am currency as an example.
right,
Oh,
A
okay.
business,
Okay.
I can just say, you know what, I'll put it on
And
the
then I-
blockchain. I'll value it at a certain amount.
And I could buy
Right,
into
and
it.
you can buy
shares
into
of
it.
it.
Got you. Okay. So
and that's where tokenizing companies and tokenizing the stock market comes into play.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's fascinating.
Right, where you can, and then you can hold them, like the funds of the company can be held in escrow,
Right.
with under multi-sig wallets, where one CEO can't go rogue and take all the money.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
it needs multi-signatures before transactions are
Yeah.
completed,
Yeah.
and
This.
contracts signed.
Yeah. The blockchain technology is.
What
just-
about the voting system? Right, there's a sector
Yeah,
that
yeah.
definitely could use a
That has to
blockchain.
be on block. Like how
I mean, the
simple is it to
technology is there
Yeah.
today.
legitimize it.
We just have to use it. The technology is there.
But yeah, it's basic. That's the basic of crypto
Right.
blockchain technology is with the voting.
And let's get rid of all the voter fraud. Imagine on your phone, you don't even have to go. You basically, it's time for you to vote. You enter, you upload your ID,
Yeah.
you vote, and it's done.
So it's pretty obvious
Right?
why they're not using it already, because
Well,
the technology's there. Like, why wouldn't they? And I think we all know the answer to that.
Yeah.
right. Well, they can
They don't-
potentially manipulate the
Manipulate-
results that
yeah,
way.
yeah,
With
exactly.
blockchain, you can't really manipulate those results.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Um,
What else? What else, Vic? Tell me. What other coins do you like? What are some of the other things you've been invested
Well,
in?
like I said, the DeFi sector is still relatively early. I mean, Aave and Curve and Compound, they're just building these decentralized banks that are going to be linking, I
Wh-
think, the new financial system.
Which Trump actually came up with his own recently, right?
Yes,
A
called,
DeFi
called
what?
World Financial, I believe. Worldify.
And they're using the Aave platform to
To launch it.
to launch it.
now,
Right.
what is Trump launching? What is this?
It's a borrowing and lending platform.
Yeah, it's borrowing and lending platform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to explode because Trump's behind it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, actually, it didn't do quite well in the ICO stage.
No.
They wanted to raise forget the number, maybe like 3 billion.
It never went live then yet.
It's not live. It's
Not
still in the
Okay.
ICO stage. You can invest in it still to this day.
Oh, you still
They
can.
had, yep,
Okay.
yep. Yep, the private sale is still
Interesting.
not closed. You can still
Okay.
buy the token.
Another big figure is Elon Musk.
Yes,
His
Elon Musk. And I think
Dogecoin.
Elon Musk coming to the space, I think
Yeah.
the next 4 years also, because he's super crypto friendly. Um, and he's going to be more in the limelight, just talking about crypto in general. If it's not Doge, it's something else. Like he's just going to be pushing the space.
Well, Tesla just bought, I think it was $10 billion in Bitcoin.
Just recently?
Yeah.
I know they have in the past. I haven't
Yes.
heard anything recently.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're up to like $10 billion in Bitcoin or something like that.
Wow.
So where do you see his Dogecoin there?
Well, I mean, people are speculating
Yeah.
that he's going to make it
Yeah.
a payment system
Yeah.
on the X network.
So he's going to
Right?
use X.
But
That makes
also,
the most
people
sense.
believe he changed the name to X for XRP, and he also thinks he's going to be introducing XRP to the payment network as well. He could have both. He could really have both on his system. Maybe Doge is used for like rewards or something. You know,
It's going to be used for something.
it's going to be used for something. He's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't think the title of his new role at the government of
Yeah.
Department of Government
Is this-
Efficiency.
Yeah, it just
I don't think
happened
that's
to-
a coincidence.
the initials just
I
happen to
got
be
so
Doge.
confused about that, eh?
I mean,
It's like crazy.
it's so
What are
odd.
those
It's-
odds, right?
Sorry, I got to correct myself. It was $1 billion Tesla.
Okay.
was. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, that to me, I think Doge was created probably by a government agency. I'm also of the belief that Bitcoin was potentially created by a government agency. I mean, what are your thoughts on who created Bitcoin?
It's really hard to say. I mean,
Yeah,
sure.
the
Does it
creator-
matter? And the other, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter. The creator could be dead. I mean, no one has moved the initial Genesis Bitcoin that was created, right?
Is there like a million Bitcoin that have
Yes,
is it
never
1
been
million?
moved. So
Never
just
been
imagine having your account grow from zero to billions and billions of dollars and not selling one penny or moving one penny off. I mean, to me, it's either a group of large, potentially, NSA or CIA, I don't know who, but or Russian entities
Mhm.
that have that kind of control. Maybe they're already very wealthy and they kind of know where the end game is.
Sure.
But or he's dead, and
Sure.
and we'll never know.
But the big thing to understand and all that, it doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't really matter,
It's still going to be decentralized no matter what. It's
and
still,
we'll know the day
if they do.
if
so.
they do, because people track this stuff and they know that wallet exists and they know the wallet address. And as soon as one Bitcoin is moved off of it,
Right.
Let's
it'll
just say
be
that
all
does
over
happen.
social media.
Let's just say it does happen. Let's just say out of the
It
million,
could cause panic, and
That's what I was
that
just
could
gonna
cause
ask.
panic in the price, because
It
that
would,
could be a
because
huge
People will
amount.
pull out
Yeah,
because
people-
it goes against the philosophy.
No, it's
that-
the start of somebody coming to the market and selling on the market.
Yeah.
a
and then
large
think, yeah,
amount.
what is their plan with this?
Right? What are they
Yeah.
doing?
Maybe it was deep state. Maybe they are going to crash it.
Yeah,
Mysteries. This
Yeah.
is unknown, hey?
It's totally unknown.
that is a big unknown factor.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you have like the thing with the supply. People need to understand is that probably 25% of Bitcoin supply is probably lost.
forever.
Of the original wallets, people lost their keys. They lost it on their computers. They don't know
yeah.
where the private key
You
is.
lost Bitcoin. You lost.
I
a
lost
lot.
Bitcoin.
We know many people have lost. Bitcoin.
That's right.
So imagine go back 10
And that's
years when it was
forever
10 years.
Imagine when it was Bitcoin was in the pennies, 10 cents. Imagine how much was lost.
Yeah.
That's gone and will never come back.
They had them on
You
their
can't
phones.
retrieve that.
You
Can't
won't-
retrieve it.
you can't retrieve it.
We don't really know those numbers.
No.
We don't really know.
Wow.
There's rumors of 4 million Bitcoin being gone forever. It's probably somewhere in that range.
And then the other factor I was going to say with the supply is a lot of these exchanges are saying that they have a certain supply more than the supply total. The combined exchange total is more than the supply of
way.
Bitcoin.
For real?
So for real, yeah. So these exchanges are very, susceptible to a collapse if they don't have the Bitcoin to withdraw for a client.
And isn't it?
And that could cause a
Aren't they
collapse
cur-
in an exchange.
Maybe
Maybe
currently sitting on the least amount of Bitcoin
Yes,
on
yes.
their wallets.
yes, the supply of Bitcoin on exchanges at the lowest level it's ever been.
Which means people are taking it off. People are
Yes.
smartening up.
They don't want to trust exchanges.
They don't
And this is why we come in, because we don't trust exchanges. We use an exchange to buy and sell, move it off, and that's it.
Would you say that's the biggest mistake in crypto right now? People buying it and leaving it on an exchange?
Yes. There's no reason to leave it on the exchange.
What's the other biggest mistake you've seen people make? And maybe it's around sending money to people you don't know.
Exactly. Well, they send money to scams and things like they click
All the
on
time.
links all the time. People are going to click on wrong links. They're going to send it to wrong addresses. They're going to copy and paste. They send it to different chains. They send certain cryptos to wrong addresses. But it doesn't happen all the time. But yeah, this is how crypto gets
your
lost.
advice
And
now
then they
would
get
be-
frustrated and they give up.
Deal with somebody you can trust, right?
Yes.
I
Right.
mean, whether
right.
if it's a family member, if not, mean, crypto experts, the crypto exchange is one of the only few in Canada that you can go to. So it's a huge
Right.
resource for people from Windsor to be able to
Right.
sit down with somebody who's been in the market for almost 10 years now.
Almost 10 years, yeah.
Wow. You actually bought, this is an interesting thing, you bought the Ethereum ICO,
I did.
meaning the initial coin offering.
I did because I
And
was at that 2014 conference and Vitalik was talking about starting Ethereum.
Okay.
It wasn't even, it was his
Three-
first,
before Ethereum actually
before he
came.
launched, he came up and he was talking about his idea of,
Wow.
of launching Ethereum.
Was it over your head?
which
or?
where Charlie Lee was sitting next to me from Litecoin. Right? It was just a kind of surreal experience. to
How
the
many
fact
people
now.
were there? Was
Yeah,
it
that's
must
a
have
good
been
question.
a small?
It's got to be small.
No, it was
Yeah.
a standing room only.
Okay.
Wow.
But
and-
nowhere
talking
near.
about the-
nowhere near. Now we're
Yeah.
talking about a small
Few
conference
hundred,
room, maybe
couple
a few hundred people,
Wow.
and he was like, people were in awe on what he was talking
Vic, you're a
about.
pioneer.
Yeah.
So you ended up.
Yeah,
so
but
you
the
were
thing
waiting for the
is-
ICO to
yeah,
come out.
Yes, I did, and I moved one Bitcoin, which was $500 into the ICO, and I got 500 Ethereum.
And what's Ethereum worth now?
Ethereum's over 4,000
US
US.
today.
Nice.
So the thing is, though, I
Yeah.
had that moved some of the Ethereum to an exchange called Cryptsy back in the day, and I was trying to trade it to gain more. And Cryptsy went down, so I lost about 260
You
Ethereum.
should have known better.
Well, I
exchange
should have
called
known.
Cryptsy.
Yes, yeah,
At
exactly.
the time, that's all the
They were-
exchanges you could find.
There were only a few exchanges.
2 or 3 that you were
You
getting.
know, I'm a trader by heart.
Yeah.
I want to,
Yeah.
speculate and try to make more.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
luckily it wasn't on my portfolio, but
Yeah.
there was a
So
big
no-
lesson I learned.
And now you don't leave more than maybe 1% of your
Yes,
portfolio
exactly.
on-
I'll just move it to trade it and
Just for
play
trade.
around with a small amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
But most of your crypto is going to be on a hard wallet,
Yes.
like a Trezor or a Ledger
In my
wallet, in your possession, locked
Right.
away,
Safe and secure. In a safety deposit box
Amazing.
or wherever you want to keep it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else you want to touch on?
Let's touch on. So, how do people get a hold of you?
So they can go to our website, cryptoexperts.ca, or the
Okay.
crypto exchange, and they can
And
book a free
Yeah,
consultation,
I'm
right?
here right now. You could book a free consultation. It goes to your calendar.
Yeah, it goes to my
Awesome.
Calendly, and they can book a free
And you can
call
do-
with me.
Call virtual.
Yep, call
Yeah.
virtual.
Yeah.
Um,
Sweet.
first consultation's free.
Yeah.
And we can explain what we do and how we operate
Awesome.
and how we
there's
can
also-
help you.
Yeah. There's also the cryptoexperts.ca.
Yep, Crypto Extras is the broker side. Yep, and we can help. Again, just explain to you how we can help you. If I can help you find your money, I can do that. Some people have. There's so many different venues in crypto that we help. Like
Yeah.
people will send like say a vet to an ETH chain, and that was like because the address is the same. And I can help them recover that and bring it back. So we've done a few things like that.
Mhm.
And now the scam people, a lot of people call me on the brokerage that were scammed. I try to help them the best I can. There's so many different scams out there. People need to.
Problem is, once it's gone, it's
It is gone. It's
99.9%
gone.
of the
Like
time it's gone.
I can track it to an exchange. I do have the capabilities to track where it is and it's sitting on exchange. But these exchanges are hard to get them to seize the assets. Right? It's very difficult.
'Cause most of these exchanges are, I mean, maybe criminal's not the right word, but they're very unethical.
Yeah, they could be unethical. They could be part of it. They
Yeah.
could be tied to it. But and these criminals use exchanges that are set a suspect and
Right.
and unfortunately I can see the crypto going there, but how do I freeze it? Who can freeze that money for my clients? I've reached out to some RCMP agents, and I'm trying to hear back in ways we can potentially freeze these accounts in the future.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming today. It was very informative,
Thanks,
and
buddy.
I'm excited for the next 12 months of crypto. I'm sure you are as well.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to be super busy, I would guess.
Yes.
So congrats to you, and keep up the good work.
Same with you. Gold's getting exciting too.
Yeah.
It is an
Awesome,
exciting.
yeah.
But since Trump came in, it's kind of taken a backseat to crypto right now,
Actually, the crypto. That's right.
which is probably by design. These guys how they work.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it will be quiet for a few more months until
Yeah.
there's some type of event.
Right.
I'm sure there's some type of banking crisis coming around the corner.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
be looking towards. So
Yeah.
But again, thank you again for your time, and I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
Vic, and we'll have you back again, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Once Bitcoin goes to what, 250
Yeah.
That's a good time.
That'd be nice.
That'd
That'd
an
be nice.
exciting
or
time.
fetch to $250.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. All right, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Take care.